This is the Daf Yomi Menachos. Menachos, page 44, starting at the bottom of 43b to get the context started. Let's start from the Tanya. It's 2 lines from the bottom, 2 or 3 lines from the bottom. Tanya, Haya Rabbi Meir Omer, Chayav Adam Levarech Shalosh B'Dachas B'Chol Yoim. Eluhen Shlo Yisani Goy, Shlo Yisani Isha, Shlo Yisani Bo. It is taught in the Braita that Rabbi Meir would say a man is obligated to recite 3 blessings every day, praising God for his kindnesses, and these blessings are: who did not create me a non-Yehudi, who did not make me a woman, who did not make me an ignoramus. Okay? And remember, I'm just reading the Talmud here. I'm not making any political statements. I'm not confirming or denying anything here. So I'm just reading the Talmud. That because sometimes the Talmud has things in it that can offend, and don't want to do that. So that's my disclaimer. Rabbi Acha Bar Yaakov heard his son reciting the blessing, who did not make me an ignoramus, and I don't know, it's a little bit arrogant not to think you're not an ignoramus. I mean, to what extent are we all not ignoramuses, But anyway, that didn't actually make it into our siddur today. Rabbi Yaakov said to him, is it in fact proper to go this far in reciting blessings? Rabbi Yaakov's son said to him, rather, what blessing should one recite? If you will say that one should recite, who did not make me a slave, that is the same as a woman. Again, this is not my words, this is their words. They're saying a slave is the same as a woman. No, it's not the same. They're not the same. Sorry, it's not the same. Who did not make me a slave is the same as a woman. Why should one recite 2 blessings about the same matter? Rabbi Yaakov answered, nevertheless, a slave is more lowly than a woman. Now we're on top of 44. Zil Tefeh is more lowly than a woman. I wonder what Daf reactions, what Miriam Anzavin would say about this. A slave. All right. A slave is more lowly than a woman. Thanks for the compliment. And therefore it is appropriate to recite an additional blessing on not having been born a slave. Okay. Tanu Rabbanon. Chilo zoin zegu foidam eliam. The sages taught this chilazon, which is the source of the sky blue dye used in ritual fringes, has the following characteristics. Its body resembles the sea. Its form resembles that of a fish that emerges once in 70 years. And with its blood, one dyes wool sky blue for ritual fringes. It is scarce, and therefore it is expensive. Tanya, Amar bin Asan, Ein lach kol mitzvah kalash k'suv b'toiro. This is interesting. Just came across Rabbi Nassan in a totally different context, and I'm seeing him here. He doesn't come so often. It's just interesting. It's neat to see that. I saw him in the context of. It's just confirmation that I should write what I'm going to write this week. Tanya, Amar bin Asan, Ein lach kol mitzvah kalash k'suv b'toiro. Shein matan zchol b'mezeh v'lo l'mabo. Ein yodea kamo tzeilu ma'bi mitzvahs tzitzis. It is taught in a Braita, Rabbi Natan says, there is no mitzvah. Plug this in. There is no mitzvah, however minor, that is written in the Torah, for which there is no reward given in this world, even though it says skar mitzvah amaleka. Maybe it's there is no skar for this one, but anyway, no reward given in this world. In the world to come, I do not know how much reward is given. Go and learn from the following incident concerning the mitzvah of ritual fringes. Maaseh be'adam echad shaya zohil mitzvah tzitzis Shema sheyesh zoino bekach hayam. This was a story that I was wondering if it's still here. And it is here. Shema sheyesh zoino bekach hayam sheneteles arba me'oy zehuvim bischoro shiger lo arba me'oy zehuvim mekov alazman kishegi ezmanu bo Yehoshua Pesach. There was an incident involving a certain man who was diligent about the mitzvah of tzitzit, the ritual fringes. This man heard that there was a prostitute in one of the cities overseas who took 400 gold coins as her payment. He sent her 400 gold coins, paid her in advance. He sent her 400 gold coins and fixed a time to meet with her. When his time came, he came and sat at the entrance to her house. Nichnesa shivchaso v'yomrila oisay adam shishiger lich 400 suvim bar Yehoshua Pesach amra hi yikanes nichnas hitziyo lo 7 mitois 6 של כסף ויחס של זהוב ובין כל היחס ויחס סולם של כסף ועליונו של זהוב. What an interesting toot. This toot, basically, well, let's see what's going on here. The maidservant of that toot entered and said to her, that man who sent you 400 gold coins came and sat at the entrance. She said, let him enter. He entered. She arranged 7 beds for him. I guess this is part of the whole, mystique of it. She arranged 7 beds for him, 6 of silver and 1 of gold. Between each and every one of them, there was a ladder made of silver, and the top bed was the one made of gold. אז וישו על גבי עליון כשרומו יפו עולו לישבורום כנגדה באו 4 ציציוסו וטפחו לו על פניו נשמת יושב לו על גבי קרקע יפי נשפטו יושב על גבי קרקע אמר לו גבי של רוימי שאינו מניחוסך עד שתאמר לי מה מומריסו בי. She went up and she sat nudity in the nudisters on top of the bed, and he too went up in order to sit in the nudisters facing her. In the meantime, his 4 ritual fringes came and slapped him on his face. Okay, he dropped down and sat himself on the ground, and she dropped down and sat on the ground. She said to him, I take an oath by the Gappa of Rome that I will not allow you to go until you tell me what defect you saw in me. Amar la avoda shelo reisi shayafa kamotech. How romantic. Ela mitzvah chas tzivanu Hashem Elokeinu v'tzitzis shemo. וכסיב בו אני השם אלוהיכיכם 2 פעמים אני הוא שעושה לי פורע ואני הוא שעושה לשלם שכר עכשיו נתבו עלי כ4 עדים. He said to her, I take an oath by the temple service that I never saw a woman as beautiful as you. How romantic. But there is one mitzvah that the Lord our God commanded us, and its name is ritual fringes. And in the passage where it is commanded, it is written twice, I am the Lord your God. Numbers 15:41. The doubling of this phrase indicates, I am the one who will punish those who transgress my mitzvot. And I am the one who will reward those who fulfill them. Now, said the man, the 4 sets of ritual fringes appeared to me as if they were 4 witnesses who will testify against me. Amra lo, Eni manichatcha ad shomer li ma shimcha, Uma shem yircha, Uma shem rabecha, Uma shem midrashecha, she'ata lamed bo toira, kosav enosam bihodo. She said to him, I will not let you go until you tell me what is your name, what is the name of your city, and what is the name of your teacher, and what is the name of the study hall in which you study Torah. Was she a Jewish too? He wrote the information and placed it in her hand. Maybe she wasn't Jewish, but she was intrigued by Judaism now. Okay, Amda v'chilka kodechaseho shlish lemalchus ushlish lanim ushlish natlav yadachutz miosam mitzois. She arose and divided all of her property, giving 1/3 as a bribe to the government, 1/3 to the poor, and she took 1/3 with her in her possession, in addition to those beds of gold and silver. That's a lot of money to have a bed of gold. It's millions. She must have been rich too. Uba to the base midrash shel Rabbi Chio. Amru lo Rabbi. Oh, she wasn't Jewish. She wasn't Jewish. She wasn't Jewish. Rabbi, Amar la, but she was a toot. She was with so many men. I don't get it. Why would that dude want to marry her? I don't know. Maybe she was super beautiful. Rabbi Tzavi alai yasini gyoyer somale biti. Shemoy naich. Nasate becha bina tamidim. Hotzia kasav yadav nastaloi. Amar lo lechi zechi b'mikatchich. First of all, someone in the yeshiva, what's he doing with so much money? 400 gold coins is a huge sum of money. It just doesn't, maybe it happened, but whatever. That's what they're saying. She came to the study hall of Rabbi Chia and said to him, my teacher, instruct your students concerning me and have them make me a convert. Rabbi Chia said to her, my daughter, perhaps you set your sights on one of the students, and that is why you want to convert. She took the note the student had given her from her hand and gave to Rabbi Chia. He said to her, go take possession of your purchase. Oisa mitzvah shetzia loi beisur itzia lo beheter. Those beds that she had arranged for him in a prohibited fashion, she now arranged for him in a permitted fashion. The Gemara completes its point about the reward of mitzvot and points out how this story illustrates the concept. This is the reward given to him in this world, and with the reward to a world to come, I do not know how much more reward he will be given. It's a bizarre story because he gets rewarded for going to a toot. And he wouldn't even stop. The scissors whipped him. And it just doesn't. Amar Yehuda Tali Shula Kol Shloishim Yom Petura Min Atzitzis Mikan Ve'ela Chayevis. Yehuda says in the case of a borrowed cloak, for the first 30 days it is exempt in ritual fringes, and from then on it is obligated. Tana Nami Hachi Hadar Bepundaki Be'etz Yisrael Ve'asoicher Be'ez Bachutz Le'etz Kol Shloishim Yom Patur Min HaMezuzo Mikam Ve'ela Chayev. Aber Asoicher Be'ez Ba'eretz Yisrael Oise Mezuzo Le'alter Mishum Yishuv De'eretz Yisrael. The Gemara notes that distinction is also taught in Braita in the case of one who resides in a guest house, a pundaki, in Eretz Israel, or one who rents a house outside of Eretz Israel for the first 30 days. He's exempt from the mitzvah of mezuzah. From then on, he is obligated But one who rents a house inherits Israel must affix a mezuzah immediately due to the settlement of Eretz Israel. Tefillah shel yad ein mekez Chizda. Lo yishanu ela sheyesh lo aval ein lo mekez. The Mishnah teaches absence of the phylacteries of the arm does not prevent the fulfilling the mitzvah of the phylacteries of the head. And absence of the phylacteries of the head does not prevent the fulfilling the mitzvah of the phylacteries of the arm. And I think we mentioned this before. Rav Chizda said they taught this only in the case where one has the other phylacteries, but they are not with him or he is unable to wear them for some reason. But if he does not have the other phylacteries at all, then their absence does prevent the fulfillment of the mitzvah to don the phylacteries that he has. Amar Amulo, Amarto, Amar Lehula, Ela. Mandeles le tres mitzvois, chad mitzvah nami levad. Umikor ma'isov agzer Hashem yiposha. Later on, the student said to him, "Do you say that?" Rav Chizda said to him, "No. Rather, I would say the opposite. Concerning one who does not have the ability to fulfill two mitzvot, should he also not perform one mitzvah that he does have the ability to fulfill?" The Gemara says. And what did he hold initially when he said not to don one of the phylacteries in the absence of the other? The Gemara answers he held that it was due to a rabbinic decree lest he be negligent and not try to acquire the phylacteries that he lacks. Rav Sheshet says anyone who does not don phylacteries violates 8 positive mitzvot. This is referring to the mitzvah to don phylacteries of the arm and the head, each of which is mentioned in 4 different passages: Exodus 13:9, Exodus 13:16, and Deuteronomy 6:8, and Deuteronomy 11:18. But since one that's mentioned many times makes it more mitzvos. It's not necessarily, it's 2 essays, or just 1 maybe. Anyone who does not have ritual fringes on his garments violates 5 positive mitzvot. This is because the mitzvah of ritual fringes is stated 4 times in the primary passage concerning ritual fringes in Numbers, that they prepare themselves strings, and they shall put on the fringe of the corner sky blue thread, and it shall be to you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord. Numbers 15:38 through 39. And additional command appears in the verse, you shall prepare yourself twisted cords. Deuteronomy 22:12. Any priest who does not ascend the platform to recite the priestly benediction violates 3 positive mitzvot expressed in the verses, so you shall bless the children of Israel, you shall say to them, Numbers 6:23, and they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, Numbers 6:27. Kol she'ein lo mezuzah, pitcho over b'shnei aseh chesavtam, and anyone who does not have mezuzah on this doorway violates 2 positive mitzvot stated in the verses, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house. Deuteronomy 6:9. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house. Deuteronomy 11:20. Amaresh Lakish kol hamaniach between Daf Yomi. Shenemar, and Reish Lakish says anyone who dons phylacteries lives a long life, as is stated. And then we turn to 44b. Hashem aleihem yichyu ulechol bahen chayei ruchi tachlimeni vechayeni. The Lord is upon them, and they will live, and altogether therein is the life of my spirit, and have me recover, and make me to live. Isaiah 38:16. This is interpreted as referring to those who don phylacteries, which contain the name of the Lord on their heads. As a result, they will live, be healed, and merit long life. Okay, we'll stop here and pick it up with the next Amud, with 44b, the next video. Great to show.